it's me against myself in the biggest fight of our lives. So many roads we have been down, I'm so terrified of getting this right. And it's you who I run back to, but it's you who I won't let through. Right now it's me against myself to prevail or to die. Coming up just to fall short, all coming out a survivor. Swimming out to the deep end, using up all my options. Something isn't right, I see it in my eyes. Repeat and start again. When I look in the mirror, there's a skeleton staring at me, rising up from a graveyard.
There was an emergency preparedness drill out on the quad, and this involved all of the Residence Life and Housing department as well as a few volunteers. And during this time we were tested on everything we learned during training. All the new CAs had to go in and evacuate these actors and tend to their specific needs. It showed me that we were all very prepared for any sort of emergency or large-scale evacuation. It really was a way to put what we learned in training into practice. It showed me that I can stay calm in any situation.
When you're on call as a CA, you're expected to deal with noise complaints, hopefully not, but possibly alcohol transports. So you're mentally prepared going into your duty rounds and everything you have to deal with. But sometimes as a CA, when you're not on duty, those moments are thrown into you, especially the alcohol transport that I dealt with. And that was very just quick notice. Like, I was in the moment, I responded how I was taught, and the AOC looks out for what needs to be done according to regulations, and then follows through with you later to make sure that you're okay emotionally and really takes care of you. So it's really nice to have them there, because sometimes you aren't 100% mentally prepared all the time, and so they're always there to put the strings back together and help you out.
When you're an administrator on call, you're on call 24/7. During the school year, there's always someone who has the phone who's there to help support and guide our CAs whenever they feel like they have questions or want to just run ideas past us. Earlier in the year, one of our CAs, Mackenzie, was not on duty but happened to be alerted of a situation where a student was very intoxicated. It did turn out that the young lady did have alcohol poisoning, so she ended up being taken to the hospital. So my role with Mackenzie was to help give her the structure of what steps she should follow and help talk her through that situation, but also to help make sure that she was okay afterwards and that she was feeling comfortable with how she had handled the situation and how she was going to follow up with the student later. In addition to answering questions for our CAs, part of what AOC does is we are the first responder to any larger situations. We'll coordinate hall staff being there and getting public safety there, and if we need other administrators to come help, we'll start contacting them as well.
So as a CA, it's all about detection and knowing your residents so well that you can tell when something is wrong with them, and also having them be comfortable enough with you to come tell you when something is wrong. You are the first line of defense when it comes to mental health crisis situations, but you aren't the only defense. There's the counseling center crisis, like 24-hour line that you can call, and I think that is a great first thing to do, calling that number and getting someone on the line to help you figure out how big of a deal this is and if you need to call anyone else. And if you are unsure at any time, it's always better safe than sorry. Call someone immediately. Even if you think it might not be a crisis, it's better to make the student's safety be the #1 priority.
Hi, my name is Brandy May. My collateral is in student conduct, and what I'm mainly working on is alcohol education programming. The point of this is to try to help make students make better decisions when they're confronted with substance use, in particular alcohol use. We just want to help them make better decisions when it comes to both consuming as well as to being an active bystander if their friends are in trouble, and so they can help them get to the hospital or call public safety.
And it's you.
On the first week of school, our CAs, we had a practice fire drill, and we went outside with our CAs, and they told us exactly what to do in case of an emergency, a fire drill. Last week, when someone was cooking in one of the dorms, we had to evacuate because the fire alarms went off, and we had to wait outside on the quad until the fire department and public safety came to let us back in.
When people come to our doors and are waiting for their hosts, they know that they're not supposed to be let in unless who they're waiting for is already there. And so a lot of people are already aware of this policy, and it's really easy to follow. I think it just makes us all feel safer knowing that, like, if someone is there, then they're with someone, and we know that they're not gonna do something that would negatively impact our community.
We are active bystanders. We step up. We just step up a little bit to make a huge difference in our community. Very giving and at the same time open and willing to contribute to our community. When people know about this, I mean, it's just that warm, homely kind of feeling. That there's people around that care, that are willing to help, that are willing to go the extra effort to just make this feel like a home rather than just an ordinary campus. That's what makes Redlands special.
Community standards and hall meetings are really important because I know in Miriam it's home for all of its residents, and everyone has a right to feel safe and comfortable where they live. And by coming to meetings and getting to know all of our hallmates, and by creating standards that respect the wishes and the concerns of everybody in the hall, we do just that. And hall meetings are also a place where CAs share their announcements, and their announcements are important because they can apply to anything from our social lives to our health and our safety. So meetings are really crucial to attend.